Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. I've never really had the chance, but I finally had some free time and I'm like, what the heck, let's go ahead and make it. You'll notice I have a lot of corrupted monsters that are low level. They're not ranked up. Some of them are ranked up, but I haven't even fed them. You know, for example, we have the Team Race monster, Neurofunk. We even have the almighty powerful top of the line monster, Spec. Haven't invested in this monster. And so the whole point of this video is just to kind of let you guys know that 99% of the monsters realistically are not going to be competitive, or I should say like 95%, because typically in any era, in any meta, there's always like top 5 monsters and then there's everyone else. So if you want to be competitive, there's realistically a handful of monsters you should focus on. Right now is the time recording this video. I would say it is Kage and it is Spec, and even myself, I haven't been able to invest in Spec. Because the reality is, if you're a casual spender, for example, I buy the Golden Pass, and that's the only kind of investment I do in the game. I don't buy the 1700 gem packs, I don't buy level 10 runes when they go on sale or anything like that. I don't spend any money other than the Golden Legends Pass. If you're free to play, especially this applies to you, realistically, you're not going to be able to use all the monsters at their full capacity. When I make a level 150 exclusive first look video and you get to see the monster and they look amazing, for example, Wormhole, super fast monster, can trade disable, works really good with Dispelling Fist. That's different than if you get Wormhole and you only take them to level 100 or 110 or 120 or even 130. Realistically, it's hard to utilize most of the monsters. So take my videos with a grain of salt when you see them at their fullest potential. At the end of the day, those videos are for you to see whether or not you like the monster and then to decide whether you want to invest in them. But the reality is, as you can see from my account, most of the monsters, even I don't rank them up or I don't even invest in them. One, because I don't have the Ludum, and Ludum I think you should, if you're trying to be somewhat competitive, so even though I'm a casual spender, I want to be somewhat competitive, I decided to invest in my Megaton monsters. I have Mouseron to level 150, I have Ollie to 140, I have Hammer to 130. I decided to invest in them because I want them to get a benefit from Soul Drag. Eventually I would like my Ollie to be 150, eventually I would like Hammergram to be 150, so that in war scenarios I can chip off coins, because I care more about the wars than I care about PvP. Honestly, I think PvP is the joke. I think PvP is whatever. You can come up with a decent enough team and you can get into Legendary 2 League, Legendary 1 League even, with a couple battles. I don't think PvP is that difficult, and I don't want to revolve the game around PvP. And we're also going to go into a question I always get about armor. Is this a good team? Is this a good team? And my response to that. But yeah, I wanted to mention that just because, like, if you feel like you need to get every single monster and you need to rank them up, and if you feel like SP keeps releasing OP monsters and this and that, that's really not the case. If you look at the top monsters used right now, it is Spec, it is Kage, it is Mouseron, it is Cruel Electric, who's a paywall monster, which is very unfortunate. I wish I could have that monster. But yeah, that's not going to happen. But once again, going back to the point of this video, the point of this video is to let you guys know that you kind of have to decide what kind of player you want to be. Do you want to be a collector? Do you want to be someone that can use a multitude of monsters? Do you want to be able to have them all at rank 2? Or do you want to try to be somewhat more competitive and focus on the handful of monsters that are actually in the meta? Once again, for example, Spec and Kage and any future anticipation monster that gets released. In Season 4, we're going to get a Bloomeria who's probably going to be in the meta as well because of the anticipation trait. So those are the kind of decisions that you kind of have to make as a player. And you shouldn't feel bad if you can't use everyone. Again, there's a handful of monsters I wish I could use. I would love to rank up my Wormhole. Wormhole? Is that his name? Yeah, Wormhole. I was thinking Wormloud for a second. I would love to rank up Wormhole and utilize him. Utilize his trait disable. Synergize with some other monsters. I would love to rank up Modrak. Well, I invested in Flamera instead, but I would love to use Modrak. I would love to use Taunt with Dodge Area monsters. Lady Meow used to be a monster that I had and then never even used. Which is funny because a lot of the Golden Legends Pass monsters, Corey is one of them. Like, I'm probably not even going to use the monster. I might slap some level 7 runes on this monster, but realistically, I'm not going to be utilizing her that much. Then again, she's a Thunder monster and I don't have Cruel Electric, so I might need a Thunder attacker, so maybe I will invest in her. But yeah, the decision you're ultimately going to have to make as a player is, do you want to just have everyone, like, at rank 2 and be able to use everyone in the different kind of war you're in? Or are you going to focus on a handful of monsters? Because the reality is, you also have to decide whether you want to be in a team that plays competitive wars or in a smaller team, because there is no like right team or right combination of monsters for every single player. So what I mean by that is, and this kind of goes to, well, let me address Spec. The reason I haven't invested in Spec is twofold. One, I think she's too powerful that it's almost no fun when you use her. If you have Spec, it's pretty much an easy win. Like, it's not that hard to lose with Spec. I will say though, if you want to get into Legendary 1 League, easily invest in Spec and a Megaton monster and you'll probably be good to go. That wouldn't be too hard. The reason I haven't invested in Spec is because, as I mentioned earlier, I invested in my Megaton monsters instead. So once again, if you're a casual spender, or especially if you're free to play, getting Ludum is hard. So choosing where that Ludum goes is such a difficult endeavor. So watch, if I go to rank up, I don't have a lot of Ludum to spend. If I go to Mythic, if I go to Magic, if I wanted to rank up my spec, look how, okay, I have a lot of Ludum, or you saw the 9,000, but that's only because of the book rewards. As you know, I do the exclusive first look, so the books get finished, but I don't use the Ludum because I think that would be unfair, because I never got those monsters by my own, so I don't use it. So that's why I say I don't have a lot. Even though you saw a lot, I don't actually have a lot. But going back to the next point of the video, a lot of players like to ask, Armor, is this a good team? Is this a good team? And my response is always, just try it out. The good thing about PvP is that you can literally try as many teams as you want. Now going back to my corrupted monsters, again, most of them are low level and I don't really get to use them. But the cool thing about PvP is there is no right answer to the is this a good team question, because it all depends on the league you're in. Like, how do I know if it's a good team if you're in Bronze 1 league compared to Champion? I'm in Champion 1 right now. A team that's good in Champion 1 might not be good in Legendary 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. So you have to experiment with what works for you. And again, with PvP, you can battle as many times as you want and there's not going to be a problem. Now, when making a team, there's still some certain rules that apply, right? You got to think about, what is the enemy going to do? You got to think about, is the enemy going to be faster than me? Is the enemy going to be slower than me? How do I counteract? Assuming the enemy is faster than me, well, you need a Megaton monster. What if you don't have a Megaton monster? Okay, what if you go dodge area and taunt, right? Boronot. Oh, but my Boronot's low ranking. Oh, I don't have high runes. That's fine. The mechanic of taunt dodge area is that you just need your taunt monster to stay there, stay in the game, stay alive, and then the dodge area monster can be hit by AoEs, and then your dodge area monsters can attack. So maybe you invest in ranking up. Like, once again, like, maybe you never got spec, that's fine. Maybe you did, you are a casual spender and you bought Lady Meow. Maybe your job is, I'm gonna get a 150 Lady Meow, partner it up with my level 110 Boronot, and even though Boronot doesn't have good runes, I'll use life runes to stay alive, and then I'll dominate the game this way. Like, there's so many different ways. Maybe you have Wormlad. Okay, use them. Why not? If you have them, you might as well use them. You can rank them up. Don't use your Ludum to rank them up, but maybe you have Elementium, rank them up and see if this team can work. And again, what works in Champion 1 may or may not work in Legendary 4 or Legendary 3 or Legendary 2. There's only one way to find out. Take it out into PvP and find out. And the thing about the different leagues you're in is that players will ruin monsters very differently than they will when you're playing like top players. Realistically, you're not going to be taking on top players, I would say. Realistically, you're just taking on the handful of people that just casually play Monster Legends, so it's easier to win against them. So here's a good example where this person had strength runes on other monsters, which would never, it's never something you would recommend. Like, why does everyone have strength runes? That's weird. So this team I'm here is double dodge area, taunt, and let's see if we can pull off a victory. Let's see what we can do. Let's maybe heal, let him skin. Alright, let's see. Oh, I'm alive. Good thing it's magic on magic damage. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Saber Slash. Hardy's as good as dead, so let's start attacking Lady Meow. Burning Hands kicked in. See, like, that enemy team didn't really have any win condition for defense. Like, they had a... What did they have? They had a dodge area monster, an anticipation monster, and another anticipation monster. That doesn't make any sense. So I was able to win with a legendary, a rank 1 corrupted monster with level 3 runes, and Lady Meow, who's my main monster. So when asking, like, is this a good team? One, just try it out for yourself. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, try something else. Swap runes, swap relics, swap whatever you have to. But yeah, it's hard to answer because, again, Champion 1 League, like, you don't know what you're going to run into. So like, maybe you come up with a triple attacker team and you're dominating Champion 1 League and you're telling everyone, I have the best team in the game. But that's gonna be different when you're in Legendary 4 League and or Legendary 3 and you're battling players that actually have a strategy on defense. Maybe they have double Megaton Kage. Maybe they have a spec on defense. Like, until you battle and experiment with different things, you're not gonna know what is a good team and what is not a good team. Like, look right here, I'm dominating just with Lady Meow attacking, not even having to do anything. Yeah, my monsters are just dominating. Just, I could probably auto most of these in Champion 1 League. So another part of the video, other than saying like 99% of monsters aren't going to be meta and aren't going to be used because you need to invest let them to really get them to the point where they are completely usable. Another part of this video is just have fun with your monsters, especially when it comes to PvP. When it comes to PvP, who cares? Try it out. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. It's whatever. Look, here's actually a decent enough team where we have an attacker monster. We have a Megaton monster, although it's using a lot of life, so we can just hopefully deal with that. And then we have a Lindworm who can churn, transfer, deny. Let's see how well I do against this team. So Time Scourge, alright, that's fine. Unfortunately, it's Earth on Earth damage, so it's going to be hard to kill Ollie, but we'll try our best. There's Burning Hands. Okay, when Wormlad gets a turn in, I'm going to remove that Mega Taunt so I can kill Wingsu, because Wingsu is scary. Alright, Fast Tonto. Ooh, reflected it right back at you. Crystal Form kicked in. Utilizing talents. Again, this monster only has level 3 runes. Life regen to itself. Yeah, let's hope I survive. I might not survive. Let's see. Nope, did not survive. But look, my monster are protected. Thanks to the taunt. Got turned to a baby. He's dead. Hopefully I can res. Oh, look, he's back to life. And now he can't even be targeted. In the meantime, let me go back to killing Ollie. Alright, let's see. Yeah, honestly, I feel like if you bought Lady Meow, even if you... Look at that. Complete miss from the alt. If you have Lady Meow, that could be a monster you take to 150. And then you just have a Borna on the side. And maybe you have a Jakuna High. Maybe you have a Wicca. Or maybe, yeah, it's just someone. Because Wicca even has a increased accuracy damage boost skill. Like, there's not necessarily, like, this is the best team in the world in the game. I need this team or I'm not going to be meta. You can probably come up with some nifty different strategy that people haven't thought of. Especially since you got to be resourceful and think outside the box. So it's just something worth considering. Here, let's shoulder ram over here. And again, it might take a longer than it normally would to beat players, but that's just part of the fun, I think. So let's do that. Age Overseer, the AI is dumb. Look at them doing nothing but AoEs. Here's Gloves, so we finally killed Wingsu, the main attacker. Oh, that was almost dangerous. Let's restore the Dream, because I'm low on HP. Sequence Bend, Peanut Energy, that's fine. Even if they kill Wormlad, he'd come back from the dead. Alright, and if they kill Lady Meow, if Lady Meow would have died, I could always just bring her back to life, too, with Wormlad. Alright, look, we killed Lindworm. Finally killed Lindworm for good. If my Wormlad dies, he still has Revival, but I think it won't get to that point. Let's see. Recharge. I can cleanse next turn if I'm really scared. Recharge. And like, that's funny because my legend, since he's a legendary, he's not even getting that many turns in. But here, we just saved my butt. I'm gonna recharge. Stomp the mouse. Let's bring back my monster. Alright, we're good to go. Saber Slash. Ivory Wall, we're gonna recharge. We're going to remove that, and then we're going to go Shoulder Ram. And there you go. So, yeah, part of the video was showing you guys that, like, 99% of the monsters, 95, I guess, if we're being technical, probably aren't going to get used if you're trying to be competitive, especially if you're a casual spender. If you're a big spender and you can invest in everyone, go for it. But if you're a casual spender, it's okay to not have everyone ranked up. And as far as PvP goes, is this a good team? Just try different things out. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You can try different things out. If I didn't like this, I could be like, well, what happens if I replace this monster with a Lupin? And what if I run Lupin with strength? Like, if you're a new player, who cares? Just try out different things. Let's see if this team will work or not work. Yeah, whatever. I lose a shield. Doesn't matter. Let's just see. And then we click fight. And then let's see what happens. Okay. Nothing bad so far. Let's do the blast. Punch fast. Let's apply vulnerable. Barkide. Okay. Let's do gloves. Okay, Burning Hands kicked in. Let's see, Gartox goes. Let's see, Dirty Waters. Oh, I can churn transfer, so let's churn transfer back into my monster. Alright, let's go Dagger Throws. Alright, nice. Dealt a good amount of damage. Let's see what Hammer does. Hammer is going to do Royal Armorer. Large Banner kicks in, Singing for You. I'm going to do Strike of the Iron Way. He'll die. Awesome. Let's go Slash. Let's try to kill Vampirastro. Look, we killed Vampirastro. Look, this team is not a conventionally good team. This is an awful team, honestly. But I bet if I was to play with this team, because I think Lupin has strength runes, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, he has strength runes. So again, this is not a good team. But it looks like I'm going to win this battle. If I was to play with this team long enough in PvP, I would start losing, and then I'd realize, hey, this is a bad team. Don't do this. Try something else. So it doesn't hurt to just to try out different teams and see what happens. But yeah, that was kind of the whole point of the video. I hope it came across good. Like, just try out different teams, and it's okay if you don't rank up all your monsters. I don't have all the monsters ranked up, and I've been a long-term player, and I'm never going to rank up all the monsters. It's just hard to rank them up. When you watch my level 150 videos, that is for you to make a decision on whether or not you want to invest in that monster heavily. But just know that there are core meta monsters that are worth using if you're trying to be somewhat competitive. Spec and Kage, again, I'll go back to them in Megaton monsters because they help you beat the meta. And Dodge Area and Taunt, as you saw, Lady Meow and Borna, they have good synergy. Modrak and Lady Meow, any Dodge Area monster with a Taunt monster can work really well. You even saw me use Wormlad. So just experiment with different things, try out different things, see what works for you. Overall, though, just enjoy the game. Don't feel like you need to get every single monster fully maxed out in order to get the most out of the game. It all depends on your league. It depends what team you're in. It depends what kind of teams you're facing. There's so many things to consider. So don't try to be the best, especially if you're free to play. don't feel like you need to compete with the players that spend hundreds and thousands of dollars. Don't worry about that. Just have fun with the game. And with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching, and remember to subscribe.